put the hammer down, because by that time, that Smokey will have gone by you.
How do you know that?
Don't let Smokey and the Bandit deceive you anymore. Hundreds of scenes were hidden. The most horrifying incidents of the film were erased, and all of it was perfectly concealed. Smokey and the Bandit is not just a classic action comedy film, but also a cultural symbol deeply rooted in the American South. With its rebellious style, thrilling car chase sequences, and unmistakable humour, the movie left an indelible mark on audiences when it premiered in 1977. Under the direction of Hal Needham and featuring a star-studded cast including Burt Reynolds, Sally Field, and Jackie Gleason Smokey, and the Bandit quickly became a box office phenomenon, defining an entire era in American cinematic history. Interestingly, the film's storyline is not entirely fictional. The idea for Smokey and the Bandit was inspired by a real-life event, the scarcity of Coors beer in the eastern United States during the 1970s. At that time, Coors beer was considered a luxury item outside the Western region due to its lack of preservatives and the requirement for continuous refrigeration. This made Coors beer a tightly controlled product, even prohibited from being transported to several eastern states. Hal Needham, while working in Georgia, witnessed firsthand the bizarre stories of Coors beer smuggling. The uniqueness and audacity of these tales inspired him to create a script that was both humorous and dramatic. What makes the film even more special, however, are the behind-the-scenes secrets and deleted scenes that the audience never got to see. One of these forgotten scenes shown during the film's initial broadcasts, but later cut from official releases, has become the subject of intense debate among fan communities. This footage not only highlighted the interactions between characters, but also revealed some intriguing and sometimes peculiar decisions made by the production team. So what happened in those deleted scenes that no one was ever supposed to see? Let's find out. Secrets about the original script you didn't know. When it comes to Smokey and the Bandit, it's hard to imagine that the film once had an original script vastly different from the final version we all love. In the early drafts, almost everything, from the characters' names, the reward for the mission, to Bandit's iconic car, was nothing like what appeared on the big screen. Initially, the character Bandit had the last name Laro, a name that lacked the coolness to match the free-spirited and bold persona played by Burt Reynolds. Frog, the female lead, who accompanies Bandit, was named Kate, a common name that left little impression. But the biggest change came from the reward for transporting the Coors beer. Instead of the enticing $80,000 cash prize featured in the film, the original reward was intended to be a new truck. While more realistic, it was clearly not dramatic enough to captivate audiences. Most notably, what gave the film its undeniable charm, the Pontiac Trans Am, was not part of the original script. When Hal Needham, the film's director, spotted the Trans Am in a car magazine, he immediately realised it was the four-wheeled star the movie needed. Moreover, the decision to include the Trans Am in the film helped this car become an icon of the 1970s, with sales skyrocketing after the movie's release. This change not only enhanced Bandit's appeal as a character, but also made the Trans Am an inseparable part of American pop culture. However, the changes didn't stop at external details, they extended to the cast of characters. Junior, the bumbling son of Sheriff Buford T. Justice, was actually a last-minute addition. Initially, Sheriff was written as a standalone character, but Jackie Gleason, who played Buford, felt that the sheriff couldn't drive around alone throughout the entire film. Gleason suggested that a supporting character was needed to increase interaction and add more humour. Thus Junior was born. With his cluelessness, clumsiness, and hilariously awkward lines, Junior not only provided unforgettable moments, but also highlighted Sheriff's hot-tempered yet comedic personality. This is a prime example of the creative flexibility of the production team, which made the film even more unique. However, the most significant change was perhaps the film's ending. In the original script, the story was intended to end on a much more serious note. Bandit was caught by the police and had to face the consequences of his illegal actions. This ending reflected the strict nature of the law, but it stripped the film of its free-spirited and rebellious essence, the core appeal of Smokey and the Bandit. Recognizing this, Hal Needham and the production team decided to completely rewrite the ending. Instead of having Bandit fail, they opted for a humorous and exhilarating finale where Bandit and Snowman escape in spectacular fashion and continue their adventurous journey. This change left a distinctive mark, transforming the film into not just an entertaining piece, but also a symbol of rebellion and freedom. These changes, though seemingly small together, created the magical charm of Smokey and the Bandit. From tweaking character names, adding humorous details, introducing new characters to completely altering the ending. Every decision contributed to turning the film from a simple idea into a timeless classic. These changes not only delighted audiences at the time of its release, but also ensured the film's enduring legacy in the hearts of fans for decades. The crazy behind the scenes, the cast almost got arrested. The behind-the-scenes stories of Smokey and the Bandit are filled with fascinating and unexpected moments, just as thrilling as the car chase sequences on screen. The production team went through numerous extraordinary situations, from bold and creative decisions to laugh-out-loud mishaps. One of the most striking stories was when the crew was temporarily detained by local police while filming chase scenes on the highway. The chases were so realistic that the police mistook them for an actual illegal street race. This incident not only gave the crew a heart attack, but also made the action scenes in the movie even more lively and authentic. Additionally, the iconic Pontiac Trans Am featured in the film has its own memorable backstory. Pontiac provided only 3 cars for the production, all of which suffered significant damage during the action scenes. By the final scene, the last remaining car couldn't even operate on its own and had to be pushed into position. Nevertheless, the appearance of the Trans Am in the film turned it into a cultural icon of the 1970s, with sales of the model skyrocketing right after the film's release. The incredible impact of Smokey and the Bandit on pop culture and the automotive industry is undeniable. Another unforgettable scene was the Mulberry Bridge jump, where Bandit drives the Trans Am over a broken bridge. Instead of using special effects or attaching rockets to the car, the production team enlisted the help of a local NASCAR garage to modify the engine, giving the car enough power to perform the spectacular jump. This demonstrates the creativity and boldness of the production team in executing action sequences with limited technology. Not only the scenes, but the character Sheriff Buford T. Justice, played by Jackie Gleason, also had a unique real-life inspiration. The character was based on Burt Reynolds' father, a sheriff in Florida, known for his strict yet humorous personality. Gleason skillfully incorporated these traits into Buford, even adding unique lines like "sumbitch," a playful pronunciation of "son of a bucks," inspired by Burt's father's distinct way of speaking. Gleason's genius improvisation was another key element, as most of his lines in the film were made up on the spot. The scene where Buford hangs a roll of toilet paper from his belt while eating BBQ is a prime example, completely spontaneous yet hilariously memorable for the audience. In addition, Jerry Reed, who played Snowman, was not only an actor but also a talented musician. The famous theme song of the film Eastbound and Down was composed by Reed in just one night shortly before the movie was completed. Its lively and cheerful melody quickly became a musical emblem of the film, adding to the adventurous and free-spirited atmosphere that runs throughout the story. The filming process was far from smooth as audiences might imagine. The production crew faced numerous unexpected challenges, from car breakdowns and unfavourable weather to frequent check-ins from local police. However, these difficulties only added to the film's authenticity, allowing viewers to feel the wildness and the spirit of freedom through every frame. Deleted scenes. Although Smokey and the Bandit has become a classic, not every scene made it into the final version released to the public. Several scenes were cut for various reasons, ranging from being inconsistent with the overall narrative to concerns about their impact on viewers. These deleted scenes have sparked much debate among fans, especially since some of them appeared during early television broadcasts, but were later removed from DVD and Blu-ray releases.
When you get that damn dog in the truck, you can put the hammer down, because by that time, that Smokey will have gone by you.
How do you know that?
One of the most notable deleted scenes is a brief exchange between Smokey and Snowman. In this scene, Smokey drives past Snowman and mocks him. When you get that damn dog in the truck, you can put the hammer down, because by that time, that Smokey will have gone by you. Snowman, surprised and confused, replies, "How do you know that?" This scene was included in the early television airings, but was completely cut from later releases, including DVD and Blu-ray versions. Fans have fiercely debated why this scene was removed, as it provided a humorous moment showcasing the playful interaction between the characters. Some speculate it was cut because it made Bandit seem slightly ridiculous, as if he somehow magically knew about Snowman's troubles with his dog Fred.
Further in the back seat. Yeah, oh, that's nice, honey. Okay, ready? Are we rolling?
Another deleted scene takes place inside the truck cabin where Snowman is chatting with a female co-star. As the woman leans back to grab something, Snowman playfully pats her on the rear and says, "We're rolling farther back in the seat." "Yeah, oh, that's nice, sweetheart. All set, we're rolling." While humorous, this scene received mixed reactions. Snowman taking his hand off the wheel and patting the woman's rear was deemed inappropriate, especially considering the film's younger audience. As a result, the scene was removed from television broadcasts and never appeared in any official release to avoid sending the wrong message to younger viewers. In addition to the deleted scenes, the film features a notable continuity error involving Sheriff Buford T. Justice's police car. In one scene, when Buford's car is pulled out of a lake after falling in, the car door is visible wide open. However, just a few seconds later, as the car is being towed across the screen, the door is suddenly shut tight. This doesn't end there, as moments later, when the car crashes into an obstacle, the door swings open again. This continuity error, though minor, has caused many fans to laugh at its humorous illogicality. These deleted scenes and continuity errors, while absent from the official release, have become a fascinating part of Smokey and the Bandit's history. They not only reflect the creativity and experimentation of the filmmakers, but also highlight the constraints of the era and the standards for film releases at the time. These small details have contributed to the film's lasting charm, making it a classic that fans continue to revisit, eager to uncover more untold stories. Little-known behind-the-scenes secrets. The behind-the-scenes of Smokey and the Bandit isn't just full of surprises, but also packed with challenges, creativity, and crucial decisions that contributed to the film's resounding success. Behind the thrilling scenes was a journey fraught with difficulties, yet brimming with inspiration, as the production team had to overcome budget constraints, script changes, and technical issues to create a timeless classic. One of the biggest challenges the crew faced was a budget cut. Initially, Universal Studios approved a budget of $5.3 million for the project, but shortly after, it was slashed to $4.3 million. This was a significant blow to production, forcing director Hal Needham and his team to find creative ways to save costs while maintaining the film's quality. Adding to the pressure, Burt Reynolds, the biggest Hollywood star at the time, was paid $1 million, nearly a quarter of the entire budget. This left the crew struggling further, limiting the number of extras, simplifying sets, and reusing props. However, these obstacles became a source of motivation as the team relied on creativity and resourcefulness to finish the film on schedule. In addition to the limited budget, the original script of the film was vastly different from the final version audiences know today. Initially, the main character Bandit had the last name Laro. His companion Frog was called Kate, and the reward for transporting Coors beer was a new truck instead of $80,000 in cash. Changes to the script, especially switching the reward from a truck to a large cash prize, increased the story's appeal and drama. Furthermore, renaming the characters and adding humorous elements made the film more relatable and entertaining, contributing to its ultimate success. One of the film's most unexpected and memorable achievements was the explosive rise in sales of the Pontiac Trans Am, the iconic car associated with Bandit's image. Before the movie's release, the Trans Am was just another car model with unremarkable sales. However, thanks to its impressive presence in the action scenes, the Trans Am quickly became a market sensation. After the film's premiere, sales of the Pontiac Trans Am skyrocketed, surpassing its rival, the Chevrolet Camaro, for the first time in this market segment. The Trans Am became a cultural symbol of the 1970s, a dream car for the youth of that era. Notably, a Trans Am tied to the film was auctioned for nearly $500,000, demonstrating the enduring allure of both the movie and the car. However, there's an interesting detail few people know. The powerful engine sound of the Trans Am in the film wasn't actually from the car itself. To create more captivating sound effects, the filmmakers used the engine sound of a 1955 Chevrolet Custom. This small adjustment highlights the meticulousness and creativity of the production team in enhancing the audience's experience, making the action scenes more dramatic and realistic. Beyond technical details, one of the film's standout elements was the improvisational talent of Jackie Gleason, who played Sheriff Buford T. Justice. Gleason not only brought humour to the film, but also left a lasting impression thanks to his ability to create lines on the spot. Most of Gleason's dialogue wasn't in the script, but improvised, including the term "some bitch," a playful variation of "son of a bucks," which became an iconic catchphrase for the character. Another example of his spontaneous creativity was the scene where Buford hangs a roll of toilet paper from his belt during a BBQ meal, entirely Gleason's idea. These touches not only added moments of laughter, but also made Buford a lively and relatable character for audiences. Interestingly, the television version of the film differed in some ways from the theatrical release, especially in terms of dialogue. To cater to TV audiences, many of Gleason's lines were altered, such as replacing some bucks with scumbum to tone down the language. Notably, in some TV versions, Gleason's voice was even replaced by Henry Corden, best known for voicing Fred Flintstone. This change disappointed long-time fans, as Gleason's voice and delivery were integral to Buford's charm and humour. Lastly, the production was riddled with difficulties, including technical issues and limited resources. With a tight budget, problems such as frequent car breakdowns and restricted filming locations posed constant challenges. The Pontiac Trans Ams used in the film endured severe wear and tear from the demanding stunts, leaving all the cars heavily damaged by the end of production. The crew had to get creative to overcome these obstacles, using clever camera angles to hide technical flaws and making the most of available locations. Despite these challenges, Smokey and the Bandit achieved not only commercial success, but also became a profound cultural symbol. The film was more than just an entertaining piece. It embodied the spirit of freedom, a carefree lifestyle, and the rich culture of the American South. With its perfect blend of action-packed scenes, lively music, and a unique cast of characters, Smokey and the Bandit left a lasting impression on audiences for decades, solidifying its place as one of the most unforgettable films in cinematic history. Thank you for watching this video. Smokey and the Bandit isn't just a humorous action movie, but a cultural icon that left a profound mark on cinematic history. The fascinating behind-the-scenes stories, little-known secrets, and the endless creativity of the production team helped turn this film into a legend. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any exciting content. Share your thoughts about the movie in the comments below, especially your favourite moments. See you in the next video. Goodbye and see you soon.